Hi, this is Liz Moran, and this is my speech on plastic pollution. Did you know that by 2050, we might have more plastic than fish in our oceans? Earth Day Network states that 1 trillion single-use plastic bags are used around the globe each year. That's nearly 2 million per minute. And 500 million plastic straws are used every day. Plastic may be a convenient way to pack our lunches, drink our water, or carry our groceries, but it is harming our planet, health, and wildlife. We must become informed of the negative impact this waste has on our planet and implement ways that will help solve and reduce the problem to leave our future generations with a cleaner and safer planet. Today, I will provide you with the information I learned while researching this topic, why the use of plastics is such a problem, and what we can do to find a solution. In 1907, Belgian-born American Leo Hendrik Baekeland invented the first plastic. This plastic was made of phenol and formaldehyde, but it wasn't until the 1930s that plastic became part of our lives. Before then, glass and clay was used to store food and water, toys were made of wood, glasses were made of metal. But during World War II, factories started using plastic to make wartime supplies. And soon after, businesses began producing all kinds of plastic: chairs, radios, disposable products. Plastic was cheap and convenient. I mean, who wants to wash dishes when you can just grab a disposable plate and cup, toss it in the trash? Who wants to get your trash can dirty when you can just line it with a trash can liner, tie it up when it becomes full, and toss it away? And don't get me started on hand washing babies' dirty diapers. We turned into a throwaway culture, and it was just easy. I recall a time when I had friends over for dinner, and my friend walked in on me in the kitchen when I was washing the dishes, and she gave me a disapproving look and said, "Why are you washing dishes?" And I told her, "Well, I just don't want them to sit around." And she said, "That's why I just use disposables." Plastic is everywhere. It's in our toothbrushes, in our cars, our shoes, cosmetics, glasses, in our dentures, and everything seems to come pre-packaged in plastic. Even bananas that have a natural packaging come pre-packaged in plastic. Earth Day Network published facts for Earth Day 2018 that showed how much plastic we use, and sadly, the majority was single-use plastics. The world uses 500 billion plastic cups every year. Another fact published states that the world produces more than 14 million US tons of polystyrene, plastic foam. We Americans alone throw away around 25 billion styrofoam cups every year. Our population as of 2018 was 327.2 million. That means that each American uses a styrofoam cup, fills it up with their beverage, and tosses it away 80 times per year. Another heartbreaking fact published by National Geographic in 2018 states some 18 billion pounds of plastic waste flows into the ocean every year from coastal regions. For reference, the blue whale is the heaviest animal in the world, weighing 418,878 pounds. The amount of plastic that ends up in our oceans equals the weight of 2,400 blue whales. This trash composes what is known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which covers 1.6 million square kilometers of our oceans. So what happens to all of this plastic? As I mentioned, it ends up in our oceans, where sunlight and salt water start to decompose it, but it doesn't break down completely. It breaks it down into microplastics, which float around our waters for centuries. Fish and people can eat these microplastics and become sick or even die. Microplastics are too small to see and oftentimes become covered with algae. Fish eat enough of this, their stomach gets full of plastics, and they eventually starve to death because real food doesn't fit in their stomach. Plastics take such a long time to decompose that the plastics we use today will still exist by the year 2500. What about the plastics that stay on land? Well, the plastic that is not recycled ends up in landfills. The chemical structure of most plastics make them resistant to many natural processes of degradation, and as a result, they are too slow to degrade. Studies estimate the amount of plastic on land is between 4 to 5 times that of the ocean. Chlorinated plastic can release harmful chemicals into surrounding soil, seeping into groundwater and surrounding water sources, causes serious harm to species that drink the water, including humans. A study in 2017 found that 83% of tap water samples taken around the world contain plastic pollutants. The United States was the most polluted, with a contamination rate of 94%. This means people are ingesting 3,000 to 4,000 microparticles of plastics from tap water each year. Chemicals in plastics such as bisphenol A, better known as BPA, and phthalate have also been identified in human population. Humans are exposed to these chemicals through the mouth, nose, or skin. 95% of adults in the United States have had detectable levels of BPA in their urine. Exposure to BPA correlates with disruptions to fertility, reproduction, and sexual maturation. BPA also affects gene expression related to thyroid hormone axis, which affects the metabolism, development, and can lead to hypothyroidism. Now that we know the extent of the plastic waste problem and its effect on the environment, animals, and humans, what can be done? Well, there is a lot that we can do. I'm sure at some point in your life, you have heard of the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. There are already a lot of things people are doing, such as laws that are passed that ban or tax the use of plastic bags or straws. There's a new service called Loop in which they work with companies that make personal hygiene products and household goals. Loop packages and delivers these items in reusable containers. Once they're empty, the person calls Loop, which will come and pick up the product, take it to the factory where the container is cleaned, refilled, and returned to the owner. A 12-year-old girl named Anna Du invented a robot that uses special infrared camera and different types of light to detect the presence of microplastics in the ocean floor for cleanup. And scientists at the National Renewable Energy Lab at Golden, Colorado, have even created a new enzyme that can eat plastic. You too can make a change. You can start by using reusable water bottles, pack lunch in reusable containers, giving up plastic utensils, use reusable bags when you go grocery shopping, buy things that come in boxes instead of plastic like laundry detergent, buy a coffee travel mug instead of using disposable cups. You can even give up gum, which is made of synthetic rubber. Yep, you've been chewing on plastic too. The plastic you do use, you can recycle by putting it in the designated bins or taking them to a recycling center and make yourself a little extra cash. Recycling not only conserves natural resources such as timber, water, and minerals, it also reduces the amount of waste sent to landfills and incinerators, prevents pollution by reducing the need to collect new raw materials, saves energy, and creates jobs in the recycling and manufacturing industries in the United States. So you see, there is a lot that can be done, but persistence is key. And although we still have a long way to solve the global plastic pollution, if each and every one of us do the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycle, we will be one step closer to a cleaner and safer world. Thank you.